wanted to take a minute to talk about the Nerdrotic Meetup that took place on the 23rd of last month. Been pretty busy, really haven't had a chance to talk about it, but if you hadn't had a chance to make it to one of the meetups, I highly recommend it. It was a good time. Got to meet a lot of good people. Hung out with some line buddies there, Chad and Ishmael, who were from the general area, not here in San Antonio, but within probably an hour's drive or so. Had a pretty good turnout. I didn't realize I was in the wrong place for the first 10 minutes. I mean, I was at the right place, but I was in the right section of where the meetup was at, because it was at a dance hall, but there's an actual section outside of the patio where the bar is, and I didn't realize, and I had to go back and look, and I thought I remembered it being a different section, and it was, so I just missed like the very beginning of it, but no big deal. But very nice venue. I enjoyed it quite a bit. The only one thing I didn't care for too much is, I mean, since it was an outside venue, and it was a bar, they did allow smoking, and my allergies are so bad right now. You can probably hear me because my allergies are a little flared up today. Even with taking allergy medication, still you're gonna deal with it a little bit. But no, so I got to meet Gary, Ryan, Jay, Drunk 3PO. Right towards the end, I had a chance to talk to George, the Giant Slayer. And who else? Jeremy. Jeremy was there. Culture Casino was there. Comics Division was there. I talked to Comics very briefly. Culture Casino, I did get an opportunity to talk to him. And honestly, I don't follow his channel. I mean, I'm aware of him, but I don't follow everybody's channel. I don't really follow comics either, and it's, neither here nor there. I just, for whatever reason, I don't. I usually see comics. I see him every week on FNT. And let me see, am I leaving anybody out? I saw Christinova, but I didn't get a chance to talk to her. I did have the opportunity to meet and thank Kara for all her help that works with the Ripperverse. Thank her for her awesome assistance with customer service. Very happy that we did manage to secure her. She's been an invaluable asset to the Ripperverse organization, not just for the company, but for the fans, the customers. She's played a very critical role in their company. Not everybody was there. Saska's sisters weren't there, but we'll talk about that later. Not everybody had an opportunity to make it there to the meetup that is from YouTube or that's associated with the Ripperverse. I mean, that's how these things go. I mean, can't make it to every event. I almost didn't make it to SpaceCon, which was several days after that. Was on the weekend, the 26th through the 28th, I believe it was. But I did end up making it, and that'll get discussed in a later video. But I know there's a lot of chatter out there about, how people are in real life as opposed to how you see them on the screen. And I can tell you that everybody was genuinely nice. I didn't see that they were any different than they were when you see them on, live streaming on their channel, or somebody else's channel as part of a panel like F&T. Ryan is Ryan. I mean, make no mistake. Ryan even said, he didn't. He was just floating around the event because he didn't want to have a line because lions are gay. And I did hear somebody break out the line about Jeremy, a homosexual man, which was pretty damn funny. And Jeremy didn't miss a beat. He took it in, good spirit. He laughed about it. It was pretty funny. And that wild man, he does love to drive, and he drove all the way to San Antonio from where he lives in Florida. And I can tell you, that's a good little clip. I've driven it, not in a long time, but that's a pretty big drive. I don't know if he made it all in one go or if he stopped overnight or what. I mean, we didn't get a chance to talk too much. And it's not necessarily that we're being rushed, but a lot of people were there, and, fellow fans and of the fellowship and whatnot, and they all want to get a chance to meet these guys and speak to them about things. So I try to be conscious of, how much of their time. I don't want to monopolize it. I want everybody to be able to get in there and have an opportunity to speak to them, because that's what it's all about. Is, kind of getting out there and meeting these people that we watch on the screen, and actually get to see if they're the same as in real life as they are, because not everybody's like that. I mean, we talk about adult pretenders all the time, amongst ourselves, and it's discussed on some of the channels, and that's very true. I didn't feel that, get the slightest inkling that these people are any different, and if they were putting on act, I guess they should all get Academy Awards. But no, I thought, to me, I believe everybody's very genuine. George, super cool guy. I wish I'd gotten to talk to George longer, but I didn't realize he was there until I was getting ready to leave, so I just had maybe probably 5 or 10 minutes, and it was late in the evening, and I was tired. I think he was probably a little tired, so I didn't want to take up too much of his time. And the event was starting. I thought it was starting to wrap up. I left around about 10 or 10:30, I think. And from what I understand, they stayed till the bitter end, because the event was only supposed to last until about 10 or 10:30, I think. And from what I heard, they went until 11:30. But if you have an opportunity to go to them, it's worth it. I mean, they're doing it for free, which is awesome. I think that's fantastic. I think that there was a request to bring canned goods for that, to donate for food banks or something, if I'm not mistaken. I have to go back and look at that. I'm not 100% on that. And I realized that I didn't take anything. So I'll have to look back on that. Now, if that's the case, I'll have to rectify that issue, because I certainly don't want to let that go by, because there are definitely people who are less fortunate than I am. So, I mean, I always try to keep that in mind, of course. But I think the person I talked to for the longest was probably Eric, and that was towards the later part of the evening, and as things were winding down, his line wasn't quite so long, because it had been long pretty much the whole night we were there. But I ended a conversation, because he and I actually have quite a bit in common. We're from this, grew up in the same area, still have family out there, fairly similar backgrounds in terms of our education and whatnot. So we talked online and stuff before, not that, we hang out or anything crazy like that, or talk to each other all the time, but he remembered who I was, because we do have quite a few things in common. So it was nice to, meet in the flesh, so to speak. And he's, said the same thing. It's always kind of good to put a face to a name, and that's very true. But again, you can hear all this stuff online, but don't take my word for it. If you really want to see what the guys and gals are like, you need to go out and meet them, and you'll make that assessment on your own, regardless of what I have to say about it. But that was my personal experience. But everybody was very nice, and every bit as real as one can be. I mean, all things considered, because you can certainly kind of let this fame thing go to your head, even if it's, e-celebrity or whatever. I don't think anybody really takes that, or I should say, I don't believe any of them really take that to heart. Does it matter to them? No, they're definitely very conscious of their fans, and they put in the time to do it, and they are very happy to meet and speak with everybody. I didn't see anybody getting ugly. I did see a couple of people might inadvertently, cut in line, but the general consensus was, it doesn't matter. We're here to have fun, and if somebody makes a mistake, we're not going to make a deal out of it, because it doesn't need to be one. It's not that critical. There was no pushing or shoving or, anything getting a hand. And I believe everybody had a good time, and that's what the meetups are all about. So I look forward to going to more of them. I certainly hope that Gary does continue to do them. He said he will, so I believe that he will. Hopefully I'll be able to make it to them. There's a couple I really would have liked to have gone to. I wouldn't mind going to the Vegas one, quite honestly, because I don't mind going to Vegas. Vegas is usually a good time. There's some stuff to go out there, especially if you're really into nature. There's a lot of good, cool stuff to check out there. So if you get an opportunity, you're interested in kind of what's going out there, what there is to see in the Vegas area, you can check out my Instagram. I'm pretty sure I have some stuff on there from the last time I was out to Vegas, where I went to where did I go? why am I blanking on it? Uh, it's Red Rock Canyon, which is pretty cool. And then there's something. It's the something of fire. It's not the Rings of Fire. It's called something else. But it's the natural sandstone out there, and it's a red sandstone. But when water gets poured on it, you see all the different colors, and they have some areas out there where you can actually still see the pictograms on the side of the rock, and you can walk right up to them. But they ask that you really not touch them. And the beehives were cool out there. They're these rock formations, due to the erosion and whatnot. They look like beehives, but no, it's a really cool place. You get to check it out. But wear good shoes, a hat, and take plenty of water, especially if you're going during the summer. You should really kind of have it during the cool parts of the year, because that's a very deceptive thing about the desert. You can have just as much problem with the cooler weather, especially in the evening, as you can in the daytime. So you definitely want to be careful out there, and that's just an aside kind of thing, if you will. But yeah, so next time we'll talk about SpaceCon and what I thought about that. I mean, I did get to see some of the same people out there. I saw Gary there, but I didn't talk to him. There were other people there that I saw that I didn't see at the meetup, and again, I want to be conscious of fellow fans' time, and to make sure that everybody gets a chance to go and talk to Gary or whoever it is that they're looking to meet in person. So until next time, if you're interested in other things I do, you can certainly check out my other videos on the channel on YouTube, which will be linked below, and I'm also on Instagram and X. So until next time, when we talk about comics again, happy reading.